Hey guys, so I've done this pencil sketch and I didn't really know what I was going to do with it, and I thought, why don't I have a go with the this new set of Woomer pencils I've got. Why don't I try and do like a complete pencil piece? Now, I haven't done a complete pencil piece for, let's have a think, I reckon probably 30 years, maybe. I work in mixed media, so I always mix media up. I'm thinking it would be quite a good exercise, should we call it? Trial exercise. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a crack and see how we get on. And this is pretty much all I'd want to do on this, line-wise. So I'm just wondering if I should ink it. I should probably ink it, shouldn't I? Let's ink it in. Because I've done what I've done. I never intended to ink it particularly. I was just going to keep it as a pencil sketch. But the problem with that is that if I put colour in there, the lines probably aren't going to be strong enough to hold it, is the difficulty. So I'm going to have to do something about that. So I think I'm going to have to ink it. I think it'd probably be better if I did. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, so I've inked it and I've done the erasing. Now, I was a bit worried about the erasing because it was very densely laid down graphite. And as you can see, you might be able to see the lines have been slightly affected by this. Now, I've got a high polymer eraser now, thanks to one of my very generous sponsors, Chris Delaney. Big ups, mate. I've got a high polymer eraser, which does a great job on getting rid of the heavy graphite. It can take some of the line work out as well, but I'm gonna worry less about that at the moment because it's still in place. It's not ripped anything up or anything like that. It's fine. These books, this is an Artex sketchbook. These pages stand a good bit of punishment. You need something that's going to take a bit of punishment. Well, I do anyway, because I do a lot of rubbing out and that sort of stuff. Now, I was a bit concerned. I'm still a bit concerned because you see I've left these in pencil. The reason I've left these in pencil is because I don't yet know what colour I'm going to do them in. And I didn't just want to put a black outline on. I might just do them with a black outline and that'll be fine. But I don't know yet. I've not decided. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack on with the colour. And for that, I have to find a way of laying this out. You probably won't be able to see where I'm going to put these colours because I need them to hand, so I'm going to put them to the left of me. But I'm opening up my Woomer colour selection. As you can see, I've got a very nice array of colours here. I want to do this with as much of these colours as possible, just so you can see a good variety of them being used. So I'll use a little bit of secondary light in there. I'll try and change the colours. I'll try and coordinate them as much as possible, obviously, because it'll be a horrible mess if I don't. But yeah, let's get cracking on the colour. Now, sorry, I keep bumping the camera. There we go. What should we go for? Okay, I'm gonna do some of this in real time, then some of this in time. I'm gonna start in real time just so you can see. So what I need, now bear in mind, I've never used any of these colours before. So when you've never used colours before, if you've never done this process before, what you're going to need is you're going to need to do swatches. I've not swatched any of these. Just have a bit of paper to hand and just drop the colour on that. So that I'm looking for a grey. That's a nice light grey. All right, let's use that. I'll be coming back to that paper again and again, trust me. Now I want it to be a little bit sharper than that. So now I've got to locate my my sharpener. If you could see my desk, it is a proper 2 and 8. There it is. Okay, just give that a shot on. 5, 6. There, so I've got a nice point on that now. None of them come with points on. I don't know if that's because they've been tested in a factory. It probably is. They've probably been factory tested already just to see if they were up to it. So now the good thing about working in pencil is I don't need to worry about covering an area that I are going to need to go over later. What I mean by that is, what I'm doing, I'm laying down a bit of, I'm going to keep that neutral, that space there. Oh, see, I'm laying down this stuff here. I'm going to put a bit of secondary light over that, but because I'm using pencils, I can just lay it down over the grey and it works fine. Finger smudging is very effective in my experience. So the not so good thing about pencils, you really got to cultivate a bit of patience. If you watch, there's some amazing pencil artists on YouTube. Go watch their videos. I can't think of one offhand, but there are lots, and the patience it takes. Yeah, always very impressed by it. Okay, just lay down a bit of grey there. I'm going to lay down... See, I'm thinking on the hot... I don't know what... Oh, do you know what? No, I know what I'll do. The quickest thing I'll do... The quickest thing I can do is probably lay down all my light greys first. So... This is sort of what you do if you paint on a wall, by the way. For those of you who are new to this game. Generally, what I do if I paint on a wall is I try to cover everything in that colour in one go. Save me just keep on coming back. You know, if I've got a grey to do, try to think, where else do I need this grey? It will save me time if I can just get it all on the wall in one go. At least, you know, at least a base coat. Here and all. I'm trying to be much more careful with the amount that I push, because I'm one of them people. This is why I can't really use brush pens very much, because I really push down hard on my paper. And the thing about that is, eventually it starts to affect your fingers. It's quite uncomfortable. You know, but you get pins and needles, basically. You get pins and needles in the fingers, which as you get older is quite a concern. Don't care about anything when you're young, do you? Don't really give a monkeys, but as you get older, you really do. These things start to matter much more. So again, for those of you who are not familiar with this kind of process, what I'm doing is I've located a light source to the right, shining down this way. So I'm covering with grey shadows. Now, is it best if I do that? You see, this is the thing about secondary light. I might go back over these. In fact, I'm just thinking about it now, thinking I might leave these alone, because I might do a different colour on there as a secondary light source. In fact, I will. I'm just realising how long this is going to take. This is going to take forever. It's all right because I need to do the exercise. You know, I need to do something new. I need to change it up every so often. I'm going to put a harder line in that. There you go. It slightly killed that line, unfortunately. Yeah. That looks like a thin line. It's not fat enough. This is how I work. I just see bits of stuff along the way as I go. Erratic, that's the word, isn't it? Sort of work erratically. Yeah, it's probably a bit fatter than I meant to go, never mind. What else to do? Okay, I've got to start thinking about, do you know what? I know it's a bit of a cop-out, because I do it a lot. But I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for a nice yellow. A nice yellow secondary light. That's what I'll do. Let's see how that sits in there. See what I mean? So that will go over the grey, and it will slightly, it'll be a bit darker, but I'm alright with that. Oh, that's me pushing too hard. God, I tell you what, pencil does lay down really nicely though, and you get some really nice effects. So the thing is, you can get fade effects with pencil like you can with paint. And you can't do it, I mean, you can get blends and stuff with alcohol markers. But with pencils, you can just get this gorgeous kind of like, almost like a sort of overspray effect. Also, you can grade it. See, look, that's much lighter than that. Just there, you can grade your color value. Okay, this is going to be far too laborious to watch and be interested in for any amount of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it on time lapse so you can watch me go much quicker through it. Quickly check in. So I've finished the character there, and it's taken me quite a long time. So pluses to these pencils, right? Pluses, they stand a lot of contrast, and what I mean by that is that normally if I work with pens and stuff, I have to kind of go from, you'll see, normally I would put together like yellow, darker yellow, orange and red. So I've got four graded values that I'm going to go from darkest to lightest or lightest to darkest. These, honestly, I could have taken these two out and just used them, because you get varying values with each pencil. That's the great thing about working with pencils. That's the really great thing. The difficult thing is, as I'm laying down straight on white, it's very grainy, as you can see. It's very grainy. It's slightly killing the black. I'll have to go back over the black line as well. And it's taking forever. It's taking ages. Everything takes like 3 times longer. Just laying down like this. Now, I wouldn't normally work like this. As I say, I wouldn't normally do this. What I'd normally do is I would normally lay down alcohol marker first, which covers your base fill, which saves a lot of your time. Basically saves a lot of your time. And really what I want pencils for, I wouldn't really work in like this with pencils. What I do is I would work pencils for effects. I want to show some effects using pencils, but in order to do that, I have to sort of finish the piece first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the rest of the piece, but I'm going to do the rest of the piece in a mixture, mixed media, basically. I'm going to mix the media up a little bit. I'm going to go over the black line again here, and I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to mix the media up, alcohol markers and pencil, and you'll see the effect. I think you'll see the contrasting effect between that and just the character, which is done in just pencils. You'll see. Yeah, let's get on with it. Alright, that's as much as I'm doing on that. I'm going to leave some of it unfinished because I quite like a bit of unfinished, you know, a bit of white, stuff like that. So where these pencils really come into their own is where you do effects, as you can see, because if you're into the world of graph, then you like a bit of overspray, right? You like a bit of overspray, bit of dusting, that kind of stuff. This is where you can really do it with pencils. See these effects here, all this sort of stuff, light to heavy, varying value, but varying like texture as well, textural difference and stuff like that. Oh, it comes up beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I've been very impressed with the fact that some wax pencils, if you go over them with fine liners and stuff like that, it kills the line. You can't, basically you can't go over them. These you can. I tried with my 0.8 here, absolutely fine, no problem at all. So so that's a real plus. These are definitely coming up really well. See the laying down. I laid down a light shade of pencil, just slightly over a darker one. Perfect. Works really well. I'm just going to remind you of these pencils so that you know what they are. Woomer pencils. I had a look at the price, and there's a link in the description for you. Go and have a look, because these are so competitively priced you won't believe it. Real value for money for the quality that you're getting. I really like them. As you can see, I've done the character all in pencil, and I've done the detailing stuff in pencil on these. Laid down a bit of flat alcohol marker to put in pencil round. Just works to perfection. All the effects done in pencil around the edges and all that sort of stuff, just beautiful. Really beautiful. I really like the way these laid down. I've been very impressed with them. Hope you've enjoyed watching the process, and go and get yourself some if you don't have pencils already, because cheap pencils, let me tell you, do not work. I worked with cheap pencils for a long time, and I was thinking, why am I getting no better using these cheap pencils? In fact, sorry, I didn't think that, because I didn't realise there was a difference in pencils. I didn't realise that pencils were built very different. I thought, well, a pencil's a pencil, right? Colour pencil's a colour pencil. And I was getting awful effects. They just weren't any good, and I stopped using them. And then somebody said to me, oh, you should use pencils. I said, I've used pencils. They don't work. They're awful. And I said, well, you've been using the wrong pencils. You've got to use really good pencils. And then you'll see. Just, you see, I'm always when I do the chat at the end, I start to see like stuff where I haven't done the values properly. Sorry, wasting your time now, wasting your time. Okay, anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed all that, and I'll see you in the next one.